Hi, everybody. All good? Oh. I'll put that under there. No Kieran. No Kieran. Oh, no. Oh, no, I've left my glasses. That's a bad start, that is. Oh, no, they're in the car. They're in my car.
I'd
say a word. It's quiet. It's Neville.
I know.
Which one am I on? This Jill's one?
Yeah.
This one, yeah.
You're Jill.
Ready? Are you ready?
It's
all quiet.
Say?
I haven't done it with Carragher.
Haven't you done it with Carry On? Really? We've finally got him back while Liverpool's still having one.
I saw somebody about my hip the other day, by the way. I need to see a specialist, lads.
Told you.
Oh,
So?
my hip, yeah. Honestly, last couple of months. Oh, it's sore today. Yeah, I think it's not looking good.
You're probably going to have to.
Oh, don't jump into operations,
You guys good for anything? Do you need anything, or are you guys all right?
I'm okay.
Yeah, all right.
Tea?
Tea? I think someone. He's coming.
I tell you,
I was in
the room.
I was in the queue for age, but I had to come here. Then.
No worries, no.
No, it is coming. I promise,
no
Roy, it
panic,
is coming.
You know. Well, we've got loads of patience around here. Don't worry about that.
I hope so.
All good. Thank you.
There he is.
Forgot my glasses. Oh, you're wearing a hat. I thought you were doing that for a joke. Are you ready?
Who springs to mind? Who are you thinking?
Frank Spencer.
Frank Spencer. That's class.
Brother Frank Spencer. Franklin Spencer.
Is this ours? Is this?
I don't know. Is there any lemon?
So Kieran's gone to the Australia for the Ashes or whatever.
Brucey's gone over, Steve.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Carragher's back.
Not for the whole series, is he?
Carragher's-
Surely.
Liverpool
not.
didn't lose. Liverpool haven't lost any
Jamie,
international
you're
break.
back.
One of them.
That's what I was saying, Cara. People are saying, where's Cara? Where's he going? He don't come.
Liverpool
He bringing
are-
you up?
No, someone just... I haven't had no breakfast.
What's that bacon sandwich?
Yeah.
With what?
Brown or red sauce?
Could be brown sauce. Yeah, I'm waiting for brown
We got
sauce.
Is it brown? You're waiting for brown? Should
Yeah.
I have red sauce?
Is it red sauce, is it? No, brown. Is that the...
No, ketchup.
Ketchup.
No, it's brown sauce.
I'd go brown.
Brown?
You got some butter as well, please. Oh, some butter.
Yeah.
Is that a northern thing? Is that a northern thing? I thought...
What, brown sauce?
Yeah.
You got any butter as well?
I don't think was that a bad thing to say.
HP.
All three of them want, like, brown sauce. Ketchup.
Oh, congratulations on the Premier League. What was it? The Hall of
the
Fame?
Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Took the heat off you for a bit, didn't it? And that was one of them, one of them politics things. You get all this shit thrown at you. And like, what did he call it? A dead cat or something? Get something out there. Let's divert the news.
That's why we took you off for a month.
Yeah. So who votes for that?
It's
The
the
lads.
24 previous winners.
Oh, so not the public?
No?
Oh.
No, it's 24 previous.
So basically,
Like, obviously,
all the Man United lads who were already...
James, don't take it away from me. Yeah, we done it at the same time, Wes.
Yeah,
Please,
Yeah,
thank
we
you.
went at the same time. What's it
You're
like?
going to vote for him, you're going to vote for
so
him.
stick to football and the Hall of
Who
Fame
else-
is a bit of a united sort of monopoly.
Who's in it? Who's
No, James, you're belittling Gary's
I'm trying to work
achievement.
out who voted for it.
Probably the...
It was 24 votes.
How many Man United lads?
I don't know how many are already in it. There'll be a few.
Who's in it? Eric? Roy?
Is Eric in it?
I don't think Alex did.
I think Eric's in it.
Is he not?
Yeah, I think
Scholes in it.
Scholes is in it.
That's one vote.
Schmeichel, has Peter in it?
I think he might be.
Rio.
Rio, yeah. I think Rio might
No,
be.
but you think you'd have the names there.
Yeah, I think Rio might be. Jill's in the jungle,
Yeah.
doing jungle extra.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I missed Jill. You missed Jill? I missed Jill.
Yeah.
Missed Jill.
What's happened to Liverpool, Cara? Not heard your voice.
Yeah, Cara, we're not...
I go into hiding when Liverpool don't win, don't
I
they?
thought people were joking about that, but you genuinely do.
I do,
Do you
don't
think it's a crisis? No?
Yeah?
Think it's a crisis?
Well, how bad is it? What is a crisis? I hear people say, is it a crisis? It's not a crisis.
I think it's a crisis.
If you lose 7 out of 10, is that a crisis?
I feel that's a crisis.
That's a crisis.
For the champions, for the
Yeah.
champions.
pretty
yeah.
poor, eh?
Probably, yes, might be.
But why has it happened, do you think?
Why did it happen? Oh my God. A million things, isn't it?
Serviettes.
What's that?
Fair, it's not spectator sport, is it? Carragher eating a bacon butter.
That done admit the band.
Stick to Football is brought to you by ARNE Clothing. Would United finish above Liverpool this season?
I don't think so. You're desperate for that, aren't you? Because of that.
I don't think they're ready for a black superstar. I sent a message to Jude, right, saying, listen, my friend, be ready.
How can we be in a situation where Anthony Joshua is fighting a YouTuber, but he's never fought Tyson Fury? 44.
On the rails.
Oh, they're doing it, Arsenal.
I think it was a little bit over the top, though.
What at the end?
When
Like just a celebration. I thought he'd actually qualify. I was like,
he had to check the table. Would that be good wages then?
He'll tell you, you're on 4, weren't you? Yeah, but I was a much better player. So you got 3 million, basically.
Is that what that works out? Yeah.
And that Liverpool, that would have been cash, obviously, wouldn't it?
Of course. Still got it!
Right, let's get back to Liverpool then. Sorry, so he said, but surely Liverpool pound for pound can just take people on punch for punch and just win more games. I don't understand why they're not. I like the way they were playing in the first few weeks.
Listen, there's probably so many things. What are we going to just repeating ourselves? And we probably all said it at different times. Was Salah ever going to have the same season? Again, he was possibly going to have. Canate's fell off a cliff. You know, things like that make a big difference. McAllister's never quite been 100% fit. Sometimes he plays 3 games. So I think there's lots of little things. But you know what, for being totally honest, when you actually look at the games they've lost and the type of games they've lost, they can't handle the physicality of the Premier League this season. They can't. You know, when you think of teams that lack something, they normally let you down away from home against teams who have a physical game, if you like, and a physical nature. And they've gone missing so often in away games. They're fine at Anfield. I've seen it. I think the record, they only lost 1, which is the Man United game. I think they lost 22 at home, I think, in the Premier League. So they're fine at home and they've got the fans with them. They feel comfortable.
Homers.
But yeah, Homer. Oh. So with the, they're just lacking a little bit of, I don't think, the simplest way of saying it, I think, is that Liverpool were sort of, Arne Slops wanted to move Liverpool. Oh, thank you. You want red, don't you?
What's that? I haven't got anything, James.
Yeah, but I think Slot, when you listen to Slot talk about Liverpool last season, even though they won the league, he always talks about every game sort of went to the wire. They only won by the odd goal. He almost wanted to have more football, more goals, more entertainment. He loved, when you hear him speak about Paris Saint-Germain last season, it's like, oh my God, that's the football I want. I want it. That's amazing. Even last week when he's played, so when he played Man City last week, he's talking of Pep like he's his hero. Do you know what I mean? And he probably is, isn't he, for probably a lot of coaches. That's his football. And I think the Premier League, he's trying to push Liverpool even more this way. And I think the Premier League's actually probably gone back in terms of physicality. So his team's probably a little bit weaker. And, you know, the Premier League's now everyone's just giant set pieces, long throws, and the team can't cope with it.
How was he going to fix it, Jamie?
I'm not sure he can... I don't think this group of players is equipped to win the league this year, even with the points and how far behind. You look at the difference in the Champions League, look fine. You know, Wirtz, all his best games have been in the Champions League, haven't they? But I think they'll have to recruit more physical players, and that's when I look at actually...
You mean in January or the end of the season?
Maybe even January, because I just seen the Semenyo thing came up, and obviously he's got a link with the Richie Hughes, who was at Bournemouth. But when you actually look at him as a player, lightning quick, big, powerful, Liverpool don't have a lot of pace, really, when you think of the wide areas. Sarah's not a flying machine. Now, Gakpo's not really. But I just think maybe more physicality in the team, more pace, more power.
They'll regret that decision as well at Gahey in the summer, won't they?
Oh, it's a bad mistake.
That looks worse now the more you look at it.
Yeah.
How they didn't get that
all over the place as well.
Yeah. I think it was, Liverpool are known as being like sort of really smart in the market, and I get that, and not paying over the odds, and really, really good at selling. But this thing of like, oh, he's only got a year to go. We've got you by the year, the town halls type of thing. On the last day of the window, you have to give us 35 million, and they pull out of it. And you just think, that could cost them... I think if Liverpool don't sign a centre-back in... how long am I taking to open this fucking thing?
I was like to think, was that in your hand?
But if I think if Liverpool don't sign a defender in January,
It's out in the Champions League.
I think that they could.
Would United finish above Liverpool this season?
I don't think so. You're desperate for that, aren't you? Not just because he got ridiculed, didn't he, for his predictions.
Yeah.
So I'm well aware every week he's on the phone to people at Sky saying, well, what did Carragher say in the predictions? What did he say?
Well, my predictions, as we've established in the first day of Monday Night Football, are more accurate than yours over time. But I actually think this season you're in a bit of trouble.
Okay. I'm going to lose my job or something because I got that wrong.
What was your predictions, Jack? What was it?
Well, he had Liverpool winning the league. He didn't have. I had United in the top 4, didn't I? They could sneak into fifth.
You can't. You do this every week. Every year.
Do you think they could finish 5th? I get the Champions League.
I said they should finish in Europa League position. No, they won't finish 5th.
We're just waiting for James to finish eating.
Let's move off Liverpool. Should we move off Liverpool? Is there anything else you've got to say on that? We had to look, catch up with you.
Yeah, because
Not been here
you
for
haven't
5
been
weeks.
about, you missed it.
And people have been worried about you and just concerned that you've been not coming on for the wrong reasons, really. You're a show-up type of guy, and the accusations have been that maybe you're not, that you don't turn up, but we were fighting your cause.
We were fighting for you. We were losing, but we're fighting for you.
This episode of Stick to Football is brought to you by ARNE Clothing. Scotland.
Brilliant.
How good was that last night?
It's like even Ireland the other day with Troy Parrott. It's just, that's what it's about, isn't it? Surely that's what...
Football's mad, isn't it?
That's unbelievable, that was. I haven't had that feeling watching two countries that, like, nothing to do with me, but that feeling of the happiness from it. It's just unbelievable.
I do think that I'm thinking maybe from an English perspective, when Ireland or Scotland and Wales qualify for tournaments, I genuinely feel a little bit of happiness with it. Do you feel the same?
I do, yeah.
I feel like there's like a warmth of, I want them there. And it's not as patronising that.
I know what you mean.
I must admit, I like Scotland and Ireland a lot more than Wales. I think, I don't know what it's about
What
Wales.
have you got against the Welsh?
Why?
I've got nothing against the Welsh. I'm happy when they qualify. I don't know.
You always think, obviously, particularly Ireland, I'm not biased, you think they'll bring something with their support, don't you? And the Scottish fans.
Same with the Scots, yeah.
Scots as well, yeah.
Yeah. You don't think they'll bring something special under their
Wait, have they done something?
We had, though, in this...
Yeah, have they done something? Huh?
Well, remember, were you part of the England team when Wales celebrated when England got knocked out? Were you captain then?
Yeah, I was on the coaching staff as well. Maybe that's something from that.
That was...
What happened?
Is that what it is, Wes? Doesn't feed into it?
No,
I think they celebrated when we went out. They were acting.
they were in a hotel, weren't they?
Yeah, they weren't playing with us.
Filmed themselves and we got knocked out.
All right.
And then they went further than us, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right, they've got to do that, though.
No, they did great. I mean, I wouldn't celebrate Wales going out or Ireland going out or
Well, I
Scotland
don't think
going out.
we would, because I think I always remember when I was a kid, sort of growing up, I used to always think of the Everton players playing for like Kevin Sheedy for Ireland or Graham Sharp for Scotland.
Yeah, that's me as well.
Southall and Ratcliffe for Wales, and I'd be always wanting them to do well and openly did well. And it wasn't until I was about sort of teen, I remember my dad or just someone saying to me, they hate us, they hate... But I still can't not like that.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
agree.
mean? I always want them...
Yeah.
I just want
Goes
them to
too
go
deep.
through.
We're doing history here.
The same with United, like Mark Hughes and Norman Whiteside, Joe Jordan, Gordon McQueen, Martin Buchan, all these players that played for United that were Irish or Scottish or Welsh, loads of them.
You wanted them to do well.
Yeah, I wanted
didn't
them to do well.
Yeah.
But the week Scotland obviously qualified brilliant, but for the few days Ireland had, still a lot of work to be done. But
Yeah, I think it was a little bit over the top, though.
What at the end?
Yeah.
But you know when... Listen,
I get it, but
Wayne,
over the top.
Wayne, do you know what?
When these
Like just a celebration. I thought he'd actually qualify. I was like...
you had to check the table.
No, Ireland, you thought Ireland qualified as well.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to feel bad.
The only thing I'd say about that win, Ireland has been so bad from the last few years, and to get the win in Hungary, last kick of the game, a lot of work to be done still to qualify, obviously. But no, I wouldn't begrudge him that moment. That's when these teams who've been struggling for so many years to get a bit of a lift for the country and to get 2 back-to-back big wins. To beat Portugal was obviously huge to give it a chance.
No one fancied them.
And then to go and beat Hungary and knock them out and you qualify for the playoffs, last kick of the game.
It's massive, that.
If you can enjoy them moments. And I think the Irish fans and the players and the manager, I wouldn't begrudge him, honestly. Listen,
You know
enjoy
what
that moment.
I love, Roy, you're talking about, I think in the international league, we end up talking, maybe even in this show, so we're talking about Troy Parrott, we're talking about sort of Kenny McLean's goal you know, Kieran Tierney's goal. So they're not, if we're on this show or different TV shows, we're talking about sort of the top teams in the Premier League all the time, these big players, and players who just having careers where you're not quite sure where they are. You mentioned to me before, Troy Patterson playing in Holland now.
Yeah.
But I think it's brilliant that players who aren't at the absolute...
Yeah, the Irish lads, you go through a lot of the Irish players, a lot of them are obviously doing well in the game, but they're not stars anywhere.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
A lot of them are making a living in the Premier League. And they would have, obviously, a lot of them would have grown up watching Ireland, maybe gone back to the years and seen a little bit of success. So why can't they? It's their moment.
Yeah, and I love that.
They've got to enjoy it. They've got still got a big job to do. And they're not real superstars, I suppose, at the moment. But they're making a living. And I honestly, I was delighted with them. Yeah,
I love the fairy tale ending of both of those. Even with the Scots, you know, I loved it. Watching it and just feeling, is this going to happen? And then it happens. It was a moment, wasn't it?
What you're thinking about is the sucker punch that could come.
Yeah, no, I get it. What Roy said, I understand that, but I just think it was a little bit too much.
I think to beat Portugal and Hungary is like... Yeah. It's a freak, really.
And knocking Hungary out, to go and win in Hungary. Hungary 2-1 with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And a draw will do them, so they probably didn't know what to stick or twist. So for Ireland to find that, and Ireland have struggled over the years, particularly away from home. You always think there's a big result in them, maybe at home, but to go and get the back-to-back wins, and obviously they'll need another, because the next leg, the next draw, they're away from home. So that's the challenge for them.
I think you could get lost as well because England, we qualify. We take it as now. Look, we qualified this time. I can't remember which game it was.
Yeah.
You know, you look at Ireland and Scotland and the trouble they've had to try and qualify, finding the players to get to the levels to try and beat these teams, and even the games that Ireland had, no one would have fancied them.
Especially the start.
Exactly.
The start of the campaign.
I think that the reason why they would celebrate like that, and I was celebrating alongside them, is because you could feel a genuine shift in something. Something's happened for them, and they've achieved something there. Whether they, obviously, Scotland are going to the World Cup, and Ireland hopefully they'll get there. But you feel like it's like something's happened. And
I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
And in Ireland, there's so much competition with sport, and the rugby have done really well. So the soccer's fallen way behind. A lot of problems financially, loads of issues going on. So the whole country needed that lift. Absolutely. And at least they can enjoy it for a few months now, because obviously the playoffs aren't until March.
The Irish in New York.
The draw.
Wow.
The draw, you need a bit of luck with the draw. The one team I don't want them going to Poland. Wales obviously in the playoffs, and Northern Ireland as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting. That draw tomorrow will be exciting.
To be fair, we take it for granted with England, but we shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you'll remember, obviously, we didn't qualify back in 2008.
We should take it for granted when you look at the groups now. Come on.
No, it's a little bit... I think it's a little bit easier with how it's set up now than it was, but we still shouldn't take it for granted that ultimately how easy and how comfortable they're making it, this current group.
That's what you miss, don't you? You miss them moments what Scotland had last night with England.
Yeah.
Group games now,
So easy,
you know England's going to qualify. It's quite boring. Like the last 2 games England played.
But the consistency...
But not to concede a goal, you have to give them a little bit of credit for that, of course.
What do we think about England in respect of what are their... I mean, we know they've got a brilliant group of players. It's like he's got an embarrassment of riches in certain positions. Where are we at with England in terms of sort of what are the challenges that Thomas Tuchel's got leading up to the World Cup? What are the things that he needs to just address? Because obviously they're in a great place. They've got a great group of players, loads of strength in depth. There's not going to be this big shock that someone's going to be left out, I don't think. He's got 26 players, so you get 22 sometimes.
Just injuries now between now and the end of the season. Just say something happened to Kane or something like that. You know,
Left back, centre halves, the centre back, the position, I think left back and left side.
Who starts at left back? He's got Livramento, he's got Miles Lewis-Skelly, he's got Nico O'Reilly, he's got Jed Spence. Who do you think he's... I think he's going for Jed Spence as he sits. If Jed... I think he'll go
for Livramento.
Do you think so?
You want a left footer there.
Even Miles backing him up. I'm not just saying that. He can invert as well, but I think you'd go with Livramento.
Do you reckon? I don't know.
No, you're not
I think the young City kid done all right.
He done brilliant.
And if he's playing for big games for City,
I think if push
he's got a
comes to
chance.
shove...
He's a big, strong boy as well.
Yeah, I think if push comes to shove in a proper game where he needs... I mean, it's because his centre-backs are probably one of the weaknesses in the team, I would probably say. I would say he's going to go for a more solid back four with Spencer tucking in at sort of as a third...
Why are you saying Spencer's a solid? He's not that solid.
No,
but I think he's more... I don't know, I think he's more solid and stable than maybe the other three.
What defensively?
No chance.
I think
he might bring a right back, as you're saying, who can play left back. So Jed Spence does that, or Livramento. But I think Livramento's a better player than Spence.
No, footballers, they're all three of them better players than Spence. I just think when it comes to the tournament...
But you think Spencer's a really good defender?
I just think if he said to him, stick to someone who's a good right winger for another team, I think he may put him in at a game whereby push comes to shove.
I'd like to see that simply because if he picks Spence, it's because he knows that Spence can do it. He can play right and left.
Who would you go for, Wrighty, at left back? If you said that there's a big game,
If the World Cup was next week,
forget the group
if the World Cup was next week,
forget the group games, because I honestly think in the group games England could sort of breeze through a couple. I'm talking about when it comes to that proper game that's going to come quarter final, could be second round, could be semi final. Well, that one game where you think this is a proper game, it's 50-50. Who is he playing at right back and at centre back? Sorry, left back.
right back
back.
of the James, obviously, yeah.
It's probably it'd be Stones and
Konza,
Gay, wouldn't it?
Gay. You think Stones and Gay will play?
Yeah, I think so. I'd probably say he'd go for Livramento. I'd probably go for Livramento.
Are you talking about like a semi-final be France or something?
I'm talking about who is going to be his back four in that game where you think, right, we're going to need to be a bit more solid because we've got a lot going on up front. We can score goals, but who is going to keep that clean sheet? Who is going to be that? England.
But is that not the problem in terms of what you're saying there? Is you're thinking about playing a big team and we're thinking about stopping them. Would the team who are playing us, would they not be thinking, I don't want a left-footer there to cause them problems so we can go forward, maybe have a better balance, actually being on the ball? Whoever that left-back is probably going to struggle to play from that position because he's on his weak foot. I've played left-back as a right-footer.
Yeah, but what about Miles Lewis Skelly as a left-back?
Yeah, he'd have a chance.
Yeah,
He's the best left-back I've seen in the last 18 months.
But he's got to get back in the Arsenal team,
That's
hasn't
the thing, that's the problem.
Months away to the World Cup, isn't it? I'm sure he'll get
Yeah, but if you're asking if the World Cup was next week,
I seen him playing the Bernabeu last year. He was unbelievable.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Real Madrid.
So who are you starting at left back?
If Miles Lewis Skelly got to what I saw last season, I'd start him.
Okay, who are you starting at left back?
Miles Lewis Skelly now.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that, but I think the boy...
And O'Reilly.
O'Reilly,
I think about O'Reilly and
I
Miles
think
Lewis.
O'Reilly could surprise everybody.
Wazza?
I'd go Livramento.
I think he likes Livramento. That's the thing. I think he likes it as long as he's fit.
Yeah, I mean,
enough to manage.
I'd go for O'Reilly, but I think he might revert back to him.
Jed Spence?
No, I said I think he will go.
Oh.
I think he will go for Jed Spence. I think he might just revert back to being a bit more solid and thinking that he needs that sort of...
I'm not convinced for Spence.
I don't think Jed Spence will go.
You don't?
You don't think he'll go even as a...
I think
back
Harry
up both
Kane's the one
sides?
if he gets injured,
You'll take...
I just don't know where they go.
Kane's goals now are getting to a ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if he gets injured, I just don't know where England go.
You worked closely with Kane, didn't you? Obviously, when you... Like anyone I've ever... When I speak to who work with him or coaches or people who... They speak so highly of him.
Roy, honestly,
his finishing,
he's a power, and he's a fierce, like a massively fierce determination. Like he's not. This is like he's hard. You're like, almost like I obviously played with Shearer, who's got that sort of like sense of mentality of just like a brick, just solid as a rock all the way through. Kane, Kane when he played for England when I was there was not the football player that he is now. I mean, the football player he is now has evolved in the last 8 or 9 years, but his character, he was young at the time, relatively young to what he is today, but you could see there was just a meeting, I remember, it was around, there was a tragedy that happened and we were playing France and there was a suggestion to swap kits. I can't remember, I tell you what, it might have been something that happened in France. It might have been the concert, the Paris attacks. And there was a suggestion that France would play in their blue kit and we would play in the away French kit. And Harry Kane, I think it was 21, 22 at the time, said, no, we're playing in the England kit. He said, we'd never, ever go out onto that pitch without the England kit. And I always remember, he wasn't the captain, he wasn't in the leadership group at that time. And I thought, oh.
I think I was the captain, I didn't know.
You know what?
You were. Remember we played Spain?
Yeah.
By Benidorm.
Yeah. Benidorm.
Must be meetings going on.
No, this was a team meeting, Wazza, and it was something that was suggested by one of the, I can't remember it had happened, it from the media or it'd come from the FA. And I remember him just saying, in a very quiet manner, no, we're playing our England kit. We go out there and we're playing. And I just thought, do you know something? Just a little thing. Obviously, he was a great player then as well. He was a great goal scorer. His training, his precision, his mentality. If he missed a chance, it didn't absolutely faze him.
When we're on this pitch and like when they come out and they practice, and I always say to you watch him. We watch some people. You know, they do that shooting and they just shoot. He's never shooting just for shooting. You know, the goalie's either making a great save or it's going in that moment. I think to myself, that's what a centre forward who's just about to play. That's how sharp you should be in that particular warm-up session everyone's watching, and he's always on point.
He's a proper character. I mean, Wazza, I think you said something about a year ago maybe that you think he could be the greatest England player ever, which is a massive statement when you think of Sir Bobby Charlton and, you know...
Him?
Bobby Moore, yourself, Kevin Keegan, Brian Robs, all the amazing Gaza, David Beck, all these players that have played. You said Harry Kane.
Yeah, I think.
Lineker, Shearer.
He's obviously.
That's true. Shearer, Lineker, all those great players.
I think just as goals he scored, and as you said then, his performances, he'll go on and get the caps record as well. You'd imagine the caps he's on. I just think how he's evolved as a player is incredible. He reminds me of Cristiano when he was at United and he was younger. And sometimes like he's in a mad angle and he's shooting, and you're like, "What are you doing shooting?" Like you might say, "Pass it," but it doesn't. As you said then, it doesn't bother him. He'll try it again. He'll keep going and both right and left foot. And I just think for me, he's the best player, England player.
I do. I absolutely love him. I think he's a little bit underrated, even though we're talking about him, how great he is. And there was always that thing about trophies, wasn't there?
Do you think that's why people think like that?
I think an interesting one, right here, I know you've just mentioned it, Shearer was almost like the centre forward, wasn't he, of the Premier League. When the Premier League started, it felt like Shearer for sort of 6 or 7 years was like sort of the guy, and he was England's guy, and he's most goals in the Premier League. And I think if you ask most people up and down the country, Shearer or Kane, I think the majority would go with Shearer. For me, I've always been Kane. Shearer's amazing, but I don't know what you can say against Kane. He's gone to Bayern Munich and he's getting they're like Ronaldo, Messi level.
He broke their records.
Yeah, and it's like he's going to get more goals and caps than sort of Lineker, Shearer, Jimmy Green, all the great you. And it's like, what hasn't the lad done? What can you throw at him? People say he didn't score he didn't win a trophy, I should say.
There is a big club bias. Having played for Liverpool, Arsenal and United, if you don't play for one of those three clubs, and I saw this when I was with England, I think when Sven was the manager, and I think it became apparent, you don't get the same, I don't know what it is, because he's not won the trophy, he's been with Tottenham. Now he's obviously gone off to an amazing club, a huge club, and he's a little bit off sort of radar. There's an element of that. It's a big club bias, it's a element of snobbery. But you definitely get, I think you play for Liverpool, United or Arsenal, you've certainly got more scrutiny, you've got more publicity, you've got more PR, you've got more just noise around you, whereas actually Tottenham can play on Saturday against Brentford at home, and that game might go a little bit unnoticed. No Arsenal, Liverpool or United game really goes unnoticed, and Tottenham are a massive club, but just don't have that same level of obviously those three. Do you think that could be a bit of it?
Yeah, there could be something in that, and I actually think there's this thing about Kane, and probably ask you, Wayne, you're probably better than most of us to answer that in terms of in the biggest game. So I think there's a lot of cup finals, maybe he hasn't scored, maybe that's that one thing, if you could win the Champions League for Bayern Munich, get the goal in the final or something. Is that something maybe you look at yourself, you've been there and scored in Champions League finals, would you look at that?
Yeah, but I think he's probably been in the underdog team in the finals, when he played Liverpool in the Champions League final. Yeah. You weren't expecting Tottenham to win. I weren't expecting Tottenham to win the game, and you could throw that at him, but I just think what he's doing.
His numbers just override all of that. You think his numbers, because we consider
his
most
football,
weeks.
Right? His game now is unbelievable.
But then look at Ronaldo.
I know, but if you're trying to compare strikers, sometimes you do have to look at numbers. Them stats are pretty. His numbers are amazing. So sometimes you have to talk about, has he not scored these finals or he's played for Spurs? Yeah, all this part of the conversation. But look at his stats for goals. It's just speaks for itself, really.
I agree. I think the numbers he's getting is incredible, mate.
The thing I love about him as well is I know he's been top goal scorer in the World Cup, wasn't he? But sometimes you watch him in tournaments and he can look a little bit sluggish. I think sort of the end of the season, the heat, pitches are a bit dry. Do you know what I mean? He can look a bit sluggish and he gets written off a little bit after tournament. It's a bit like, okay, we've got to move on from Kane. And he's just there again, isn't he? The next tournament, he's just like, there's no one else. No one's taking.
What age is he now? What age?
He's got that mindset, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That the last two games, I didn't think he should have even been in the squad.
Was he, James?
I thought you said go and have a holiday the last two games.
He's got that winter. He's got the winter break this year for Bayern. I think that will certainly help him.
There is an element of towards the end. There's definitely a thing that towards the World Cup he has at times tailed, or before tournaments he has tailed towards the end of a season. That this is definitely his better period. My feeling is, having sort of worked with him, that he does tend to, because he's put so much. He plays every game, never misses. He gives everything in training every day, and there is an element of probably mental and physical tiredness coming towards the end. So if he can get that winter break.
But why didn't he step back from playing every game? For example, for England, when England played the real lesser teams, I'm all about in friendlies. Why doesn't he sit out some of them?
He's scoring those goals, isn't it?
No, I get it. We're talking about Ronaldo, Messi, they want to play in every game, and obviously we give him a thumbs up for that. But if you're on about peaking at the right time, then there has to be an element where you go, you've evolved your game. You've gone to Bayern and maybe diets and different types of training, and he's playing for the best team over there. So it's not like Spurs. He's probably getting more chances. He's maybe not working as hard to get back. But come towards the end of the season, when England have 1 or 2 friendlies before the game, just sit out a couple of these games and make sure you're ready for the more important matches. So I give him a thumbs up for wanting to play every match. Ronaldo's the same, and Messi, these boys are fantastic. But there must come a point where you go, we're just going to ease you for 1 or 2 games.
Right, I think that should have come from Tuchel. I think the last 2 England games, I don't think he should have been there at all. And he's going to want to be there. So I think Tuchel, I think that he should have just left him out.
Coming from you though, Wazza, I find that a bit rich because if a manager if someone tried to have a word with you, I remember towards the end of your career with England, if Roy tried to have a word with you to say, look, you were never accepting that. You would never accept not playing.
That's where I know I wouldn't have. I know Harry Kane wouldn't have. But I think that's where the manager's got to take control of it and say.
Is that a lack of respect to the staff?
Yeah, but then you get the newspaper aspect of it. I say he's trying to rest Wayne. Wayne doesn't want to rest. Wayne Rooney defies manager.
But I think if he actually sits him down, he's experienced enough now, obviously, to
but he never disrespected managers. But what he did say is, no, I'm playing. He would just be, I want to play.
Well, that's disrespect. That's fucking disrespect.
It's not disrespect. It's not.
Well, if your manager says to you, you're not playing, and you say you're playing.
But Roy, you probably had a bit of that, and you wouldn't be rested. I mean, I never saw you rested hardly.
Sometimes when you get to 31, 32, and obviously we're a bit older, a bit wiser now.
You feel like,
you have to sometimes say to a player about looking at the bigger picture.
I've been
we're on about missing the odd game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying leave them up.
I don't disagree with you, but certain characters.
So, for example, England will have 2 friendly games before the World Cup, won't they?
Yeah.
2 friendly games. Miss one of them. Just sit down. And it's not just the physical stuff, it's the mental side of it. And then you're giving other players an opportunity. Sorry, Wayne, you're giving other players an opportunity to say, listen, if he is missing, you'll be ready. It's not easy, yeah.
But that happened. I got rested in the League Cup final against Aston Villa. Got rested in the FA Cup semi-final against Everton when he was in the squad.
How old were you then, Wazza?
14.
Mid-20s. Mid-20s.
Mid-20s? Yeah.
Because we had Champions League games coming up.
At school the next day.
Still scoring goals
next week.
So going to school.
This episode of Stick to Football is brought to you by ARNE Clothing. Right, I want to draw towards on Instagram the other day, and obviously there's a lot of hoo-ha around Bellingham, and I think you're absolutely right. There's a comment that you made off the back of a story that was brewing around Jude Bellingham being unhappy. You said they need to create this kind of beef because there's nothing else to talk about till the World Cup, so it's going to be all the way to the World Cup. They hate that they can't get to him. They hate that they can't negatively influence his club career like they have done with so many before him. A blessed young man with talent and love in abundance. When you said they hate that they can't get to him, what do you mean?
They can't. Well, look, his parents have kept him away from the Premier League. You know what I mean? He doesn't play in the Premier League. It kept him away from the journalists. They can't get to him through, like I said in there, through his club, like through Real Madrid, so they can try and like taint the way Real Madrid's thinking and say, yeah, we're going to keep him in line and that. They cannot get to this guy, and this is somebody who is very much an achiever. He goes out, he's a winner, he wants to do it, he wins. What they said about Jude not celebrating that, it was complete fabrication, a lie. So what they're trying to build something because England have qualified so easy. They've not conceded any goals. They've won all the games easy. So they need to have something else to pile on top of the narrative. You know, you've got a manager who's very, very honest in everything he said. We spoke to him, right? He's really candid in how he speaks, you know, and he said that. We asked him a question. I said, are you worried about, or have any regrets about your honesty and giving so much detail? He said, no, because I say the same thing in there. So they know that. Them journalists will know that, and they will try to ask him something that he will answer that they can run with again. And I'm worried for Jude simply because he's somebody that they can't control. You can't control him. Obviously, coming off of the who else and what he done in the World Cup, he's showing people that, you know, I'm here, I'm black, I'm proud, I'm ready to go. All that vibe is something that a certain man can't deal with.
I agree with you. A personal experience, and I've spoken about this in 2016, that Raheem Sterling came to see me in the tournament and said that he felt as though he was being persecuted, that it was unfair and it was basically not relating to football. And I remember at the time me giving him a completely and utterly inadequate answer, and I've spoken about this publicly since, where I said, look, Raheem, it's because of your quality and who you are and what you are that they're criticising you. I remember they did this with Wayne Rooney. I actually name-checked him. They did this with David Beckham. They did this with Paul Gascoigne. The best players, the biggest names. But actually what I didn't read at the time, and to be fair, what he was actually crying out and asking me for help for, was around the fact that this wasn't relating to his football performances, which it was with maybe yourself or with Gazza or with Bex. It was more around the colour of his skin.
Everything
and
else.
This persecution around how if he had a car that was this and another player had a car that was this that was white, there was a difference in reporting of it. Do you think that is happening again in front of our eyes here?
You know something, I remember saying, I had to do something for GQ not long ago, and I said, I don't think as Englishmen, there's certain Englishmen, I'm an Englishman, I can't hide from that. Even though when I was younger, people would say, yeah, but you're not really English, are you? Yeah, I'm English. I don't think they're ready for a black superstar like that who can move like Jude's moving. You know, they can't touch him, like I just said. He goes out there, he performs, he does what he does. He says, who else? It's too uppity for these people. Something that they used to say back in the day. If you're a black guy or a black man who's, you know what, I put it in a football term. So everybody, they love N'Golo Kante. He's a humble black man, gets on with what he's doing. I'm not saying that he's an Uncle Tom or anything, just saying that's how his personality is. But if you get a Pogba or a Bellingham and you get that kind of energy, that does not sit well with the people, that kind of person. So someone like Jude, for some reason, frightens these people because of his capability and the inspiration he can give. It's something that you're taught when you're, as a black man, when you're going out there, you just want to try and do the best you can and keep your head down and be, for want of a bit, a humble fucking slave. This is where this is dragging up from that kind of energy. Because if you are outspoken black and doing that kind of, playing to that kind of level and not caring, that frightens certain people. And that's what's going to happen with Jude. This guy who I'm telling you about in respects of he's obsessed with him. He's moving off of that energy. He can't look and see a black man doing what Jude's doing and think that that's not uppity. He's not an uppity. That's where I'm going with that. That's where that comes down to.
I mean, that's some speech, that, Wrighty. And I think it just definitely is something. I remember with Raheem coming to see me, placing it back into, I was thinking, right, I've got to pick him up because he was low.
It's very hard.
He was really low. He was down on here. For him to come,
because you don't know where to go. There's nowhere.
And he had nowhere to go. So
Yeah.
he comes and sees me, and I've not got the ability, the probably education or the understanding to be able to give him the answers and the understanding that he was coming to me with. And I remember at the time, and it only actually, I remember seeing, it was something on X a year later where it showed an article, the articles on Raheem, where he had a car, house, jewellery, a watch, and articles about a white player and what the headlines were and the difference. And you could see this complete and utter bias that just right in front, you thought, oh, now I get what he means. I only saw it a year or so later. But that's something that I can see at the moment. It is happening with Jude Bellingham.
You know what, again, it's a tiring thing. It's a tiring exercise to talk about. And as soon as I sent a message to Jude, right, saying, listen, my friend, be ready. You know, I feel something, you can feel it. It's like
When was this, Wrighty?
before the England game.
This just now?
Yeah, before the England game. And I just said, just be ready.
Well, it's good that you can help him, right?
Well, the thing is, you know what the thing is, though, and I'd say, and maybe, you know, of course it's private, but he said, ready for what? And I said, listen, it's coming and I'm here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be on this side. So, because what happens is that it just comes and it just keeps coming. It's like a tsunami. You don't, and unless you play well and do something to kind of, and that just shifts it for a little while. Because as soon as you play again and you don't play well, it comes back. And so he said, what's coming? I said, just be ready for it. And it's here.
It's funny with Bellingham, I think when the older we are and the more we're sort of away from the game, if you like, you don't know players. Maybe, obviously, you've got a bit of a relationship with you, but we don't know players that well. And
22 as well, you know, 22.
Yeah. But he's the one, right? Sometimes we'll see players, won't we, around like the interview areas, or they might join us and that. And when we do Champions League stuff for CBS, now and again, if you go on the road, you go in the mix zone. and players have to do interviews. It's contractual. And when I read reports about Bellingham and sort of how he's perceived or how he's supposed to be around the camp, and I'm not just saying this, he is the best player who sort of speaks to me. He asked me about my son. How's he doing? He knows where he's playing, how he's doing for Malta. You'd have a laugh, a joke, and he looks genuinely interested in, speaking to you. It's not just like, oh yeah, sort of moved on. So you read things, and that probably does influence people, doesn't it? We know that, how powerful the press are. And listen, we're part of the media as well. We shouldn't forget that. But he is completely different when I see him face to face than what I read about him. Yeah, 100%. He is an absolute diamond.
It's a shame, because I think that his parents they read the room very well. They don't speak to no journalists again. It's everything what you're not.
It's a bad thing, because Des was on. Des said the same. But would it help if they did, to see that other side?
Then you have to have somebody who will go to him, and then that guy holds you to, okay, I can speak for Jude. They don't.
But all players have to do that, Wrighty.
But he doesn't need to do that. This is what I'm saying.
No player really wants to do it. But I'm just saying, if they could see the other side of him, not because obviously they have to do it when they're in Europe, they have to do it because they're contract-wise. And Jamie's just saying...
Speak to the journalists?
Yeah. Like, most footballers I know don't really want to speak to journalists, but they think it's part of their job.
Is that enough?
I'm just saying, and I'm not saying... but I'm just saying, we don't see that other side to the kid, you know what I mean, that Jamie just spoke about. Yeah. And maybe that would just help that, instead of getting bogged down by what the media are chasing and trying to paint a picture of the kid.
Well, maybe you look at it from the parents, they're not fussed about how he has to deal with it. They just want to keep that away from him.
And that's fine, of course. That's
which
their
is
choice,
a decision they made, because go on.
How Jude Bellingham is definitely England's biggest star. He's playing for Real Madrid. He's the biggest talent. So naturally, I think journalists are going to ask about the fact that Thomas Tuchel is leaving him out of the team. Mm-hmm. That's natural, I think, because he's such an... It's that balance, isn't it? And that fine balance of being able to make sure that you can ask the questions about the football where it doesn't become a persecution. That's what I think you're talking about, isn't it?
Without doubt. You know the thing as well, I don't think Jude's got any problem with Morgan Rogers being the number 10. He's got to dislodge him, because Jude would believe he can dislodge him. And you'd like to think that Morgan Rogers would say, well, I'm going to try and make sure you don't dislodge me. I know how good you are. That's what England needs. That's how England end up winning the World Cup, is that great players have to wait their turn, and when they come in, thank you, Roy. So Jude ain't got no problem with that, but it's all the fluff around it to try and build more onto that. And then anything happens, like they say he threw his arms up when he got substituted, and Tuchel said, well, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I'll have to look at that. He didn't say that. Yes, he did celebrate with the guys. So that's those little foolishness thing, those foolishness kind of actions that they're trying to take is what kind of just slowly builds, like what Jamie said. Seems like a nice guy, but people, like you say, Roy, you read about it, you listen to what you're reading, and you think, yeah, he looks like that. Look at him. Who's not vexed if you get taken off? Who isn't?
But you know when you're saying, Wrighty, there, what Tuchel said at the end of the game, so that you see the clip on social media, you think, oh, Tuchel's maybe having a little pop at Bellingham.
Yeah.
But he's getting asked the question, he's getting pushed into that direction. He's got no idea. He didn't really know, did he? As soon as the question's asked, oh, we'll have to have a look at that. And then, but, we want players to be together. And before you know it, it becomes something, doesn't it? But from Tuchel's point of view, I actually think he's handled it pretty well. In that, I think if you go back to the last tournament, it did feel like it was Bellingham. It was just like all about Bellingham, and he was scoring the goals. And it was like, if Bellingham's not playing, England can't do nothing. And it probably takes me back to sort of Stevie at Liverpool. And I always remember something Ferguson said about Brian Robson when he first come to United, where sometimes you have this figure, and everyone feels if they're not playing, you can't win. It's almost like, oh my God, they're not playing. And I think what Thomas Tuchel's done in the last, I think it's in a good way. It's that, like, we know he's a great player. We want to fight for his position like everybody else. He'll be in the team. He'll be in that position when the World Cup starts. I have no doubt about that. But there's also probably this feeling in the team as well that if Jude is injured or the manager decides to leave him, we can still win a game. We can still play. We can still have a decent tournament. So I actually think it's been really good for Jude and really good for Thomas Tuchel and the squad. What's happened over the last couple of months in terms of the selection and who's playing, no one's got a 100% starter. There's other players come in and done well. So I think Tuchel's handled it really well in terms of the selection and sending a message to the rest of the squad.
So if you can get Kane, Rice, Bellingham, Henderson's there as well, Stones. That looks like a really good like leadership group. That's got to be together, surely. If you're going to try and
you're
win
about
anything.
Jude saying, obviously, you're obviously, it's nice to speak to you and get some advice, but you hope there's other lads in the squad helping, because you forget how young he is. So you hope there's Kane and these other lads are having these chats. That's where the senior players are so important. If they do see a player who thinks people are after him for the wrong reasons, not a footballer, then hopefully he's getting that help from players within the squad. Surely.
Yeah.
You'd like senior players,
so,
must be, right?
When he
Maybe
replies,
that's why Henderson's come. Yeah. Maybe that's why as well.
When he replies, ready for what? He obviously means he can't see what's coming.
Yeah, because like he obviously can't. Because why would he?
Would you think it's impacting him right now in respect of the level of sort of the tension that he's getting and the sort of scrutiny and the stuff that you're talking about?
No, I don't think so, because I think it's another. I think that Jude's the kind of person that will use that as fuel.
Yeah. But he has to.
That's what he's done. He'll use it as fuel, because even the other day he got mad at him.
That was his frustration of coming off, wasn't it? His frustration was being left out the previous squad, and then he starts this game and he hasn't scored, and that was his frustration.
He got the player of the match for the game. Should have scored in the game. He'd admit that himself. But I think they're trying to portray somebody who's not the person they want him to be in respects of the flash, arrogant. I'm going to cause problems in the cat. He's not that guy, but he's somebody that is not afraid to say how he feels. He's not afraid to do the who else. That really rankled a lot of people. And what for?
Do you know what the great players do? They do deal with that stuff, don't they? There'll always be that in football and sport. People go after people for the wrong reasons, almost mafia feel with some of the media. They'll chase a certain player, but the top people, and you've experienced it, right? You just push that to the side.
Absolutely.
I'll focus on the game.
It's like Beckham, bro.
Becks, they can deal with all
Jesus
that. That's what
Christ,
makes them brilliant players.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you received scrutiny for obviously with England for different reasons than potentially we've just discussed there with Wrighty on Jude Bellingham. But did it ever get to you the sort of, because you obviously you're the person around this table that probably received the most scrutiny when you played with England at times?
Yeah, it gets there, of course, and obviously a lot of mine was again because I was controversial and with things I've done probably more off the pitch than on the pitch, and I've spoke about it. It was almost like you were getting bullied, and there's not much you can do about it. So I get what Wrighty was talking about there. That's why I stayed quiet on it, really. But I get it.
Wayne,
I understand it, but not from a racial point of view. So I can't really comment on that bit. But in terms of, I felt like you.
But did it affect you on the pitch, Wayne?
Not on the pitch. Exactly. On the pitch is where I just felt
at ease.
Felt safe, yeah.
What about on a daily basis, just every day when you wake up, you're ready to go and there's something else?
Yeah, no.
Something else.
It's horrible, and you think more about your family than you do yourself. And your parents and your family back home, that's what you think more about.
So you were glad at the games? You were glad when the games...
So when the game today, that was the easy part. The games was the easy part, but dealing with it and, a constant judgment, basically, that was tough, yeah.
This episode of Stick to Football is brought to you by ARNE Clothing. Do you think we're going to have to be more careful moving forward as pundits? I'm not just talking about autumn, but just generally the whole of the actual sort of... I think when I first came into punditry 14 years ago, I think the idea of being very direct about what you would say about a player, to be fair, was deemed as being sort of, that's what everyone wants. You want the enthusiasm, almost like you think of yourself as being knowledgeable about the game, but you're trying to be like a fan in the pub and and connect to that sort of football fan. Do you think what we're talking about and how we say things now, we have to change how we do it, don't we? I think we have. I'm not talking about the Jude thing specifically. I'm talking about just generally the responsibility of words and what damage they do to players. I mean, I said about David Luiz that he was like basically a 9-year-old being controlled by someone in the crowd. So he's like he's being controlled by a 9-year-old on a PlayStation in the crowd. I, at the time, thought it was a great line. Everybody thought it was a great line because it was... No, but you know something? It says that. He actually direct messaged me about 4 or 5 years later. I think I didn't repeat the line, but I sort of said that, there he goes again type thing. And he actually direct messaged me and it had an impact on me because he said, here you go again, my friend. And I thought, do you know something?
He's right.
He's a human being. That stuck with him. I'm not saying that it was, to be fair, I was trying to think of an analogy of someone at the time. We think about back fours used to be very solid. You didn't used to see sort of defenders charging out and sort of doing things, which is more of an international, Brazilian, Argentinian, Uruguayan. maybe sometimes Southern European defenders do that. You know, you think of sort of Laurent Blanc when he came to United. He used to sometimes, you know, do that sort of like, where's he gone? And it catch you by surprise. So you're trying to do it with a bit of humour, a bit of intent, but the impact that would have had on him.
But pundits are entitled to make a mistake as well, of course. Yeah. But that's been going on for years. If you remember Luke Chadwick, Chads came out years later. Remember, he used to get heavily criticised. He said it really affected
That was more from fans, really, wasn't it?
No, I get that, but it's still criticism from... No, it wasn't from the fans. It was people on the TV.
Were they?
The way
that programme. What was that programme?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
What's that programme? The fantasy kind of
Captain something. The captain.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The quiz thing. And they criticising week in, week out about his... And he said that had a huge effect on him mentally. So, as pundits, we do have to be careful, but we can't become robots either. I think we're entitled to make mistakes. And we're emotional when we're watching games. I'd hate to be sitting doing a match as a pundit and going, you do get emotional about games. But I was
when you move away from the football and it starts getting personal.
Well, I was critical of Harry Maguire, and I kind of did I cross the line with Harry? And I apologised to him. So I think as pundits, if we do cross the line, and you do think you're affecting a player and you've gone overboard, then you do apologise to a player. If you've done it, and I've done it, I'm sure, I don't know if you've done it either, if you think, because on a match day you get emotional, sometimes you do get carried away and you get frustrated with a player. It can be. I might be frustrated with Maguire, but it doesn't mean say I don't think he's a bloody good lad or a decent kid. And if you do get a chance, then you apologise. I got it wrong.
I do think, if you think when we were playing and think of England teams, and you think of the way the media were then, I think the media, as in like the press and the papers, I think is a bit softer now than maybe it was when we were playing with us to really go for a player after the tournament. Yeah. But I actually think us, ourselves, are probably a bit more direct than what pundits were 20 years ago, where it almost felt like it was the mate, maybe, they would just look after the mates on the pitch or the manager they knew. And so I think we're probably a little bit more punchy on the front. Yeah, I think punditry is definitely more punchy and on the front foot. And I actually think players would probably be more worried about what we'd be saying than maybe what mark they got in the paper. Whereas when we were playing, it'd be like, what's on the back page?
Yeah, it was the journalists,
I think and
there's a lot more games on the
and there's
TV,
a lot more pundits, there's a lot more TV, there's social media. I don't think players are sort of, I wouldn't say I was worried about the press as such, but there was definitely a feeling around England that if you went out of a tournament badly, someone would be a scapegoat. I think I don't see that now. I think players are probably more worried about what we say.
Yeah, you're talking about Brian Woolnough, Stephen Howard, Harry Harris, that sort of group around that time that were deemed. You thought you were being abused, basically. You thought it was, it was bullying. You felt as though their power was so great. But actually,
are you giving them the power? Are you giving them the power by taking so much notice of...
The newspapers... So media has changed, Roy. Back then, the newspapers were a phenomenon in terms of, you basically, if you remember the turnip on Graham Taylor's head, or you remember David James getting depicted as something, brilliant. You think of the big sort of... Steve McLaren with the...
But can I tell you something, Nev? Sorry, don't underestimate the Irish media. The Irish media are up there with all that stuff.
Yeah.
They terrible.
Absolutely.
I'm sure
they go after people. I've experienced that in Ireland, and it can be, they go after you.
But now I do think the papers are more responsible. Actually, I think it's actually social media and probably the sort of You're right. Back when I was playing sort of with England, maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I can't even really remember who was on television criticising us because I don't remember anything standing out. Obviously, the Alan Hansen line, if you can't win anything with kids, was a brutal line, but it wasn't a brutal line as in personal. It was more a case of, I don't think you can win things with young players.
I remember Des Kelly. I remember Des Kelly. He done a piece in his
we'd
paper
probably say exactly the same. No, but we saw a young team. We'd
really
be happy to win the league with
really personal with me to the point where my mum cried when she read out I was speaking about me. And I thought to myself, when I don't speak about people in a way, I'll critique what they've done. Well, as a forward, I would never critique the individual, but some of the things that he was saying, even up to this day, you know what I mean? I see it. Even now, it's still with me, some of the things he said. We do have a responsibility in that way because I don't think we do need to go for the individual. You could say anything about what he's just done on the pitch and how he's played. You could say anything. That's terrible pass from him with his quad. You could say things like that. If you're a footballer and you get upset for that, then you're not in the right place. You should be able to be critiqued about your play and what you've done and if you've got something wrong. But you should never, ever go to personal and going behind the scenes of people, what they're doing. Never, ever. Yeah. As a pundit.
Yeah, but again, as a pundit, you've got to bring something to the party. I think if we all sit there as pundits like robots and if we're just there to analyse certain games, you have to bring something to the game as well, don't you?
Yeah, but then
I don't mean go after players. I agree. Like we had Maddison on here. I remember I had a bit of banter with Maddison, and players can give you a little bit back. Yeah. I think sometimes players.
I like that.
Yeah, players can. If players take it in the right spirit, if you're going, he's got to do better, he's got to get in the team a bit more, there can be a little bit of humour to that.
I just feel that with the social media, Roy, with the social media and everybody who's doing something on whoever the team, it's all about the criticising the players and what they've done wrong and how bad they've been. And they garner so much attention through the negative. And this is why I feel like the players are like they are.
But after 5 minutes, I guarantee if you walked into a dressing room, when you've managed recently, most players will be on their phones within 5 minutes. So as much as we're saying, don't take too much notice, sometimes they're chasing that and almost in a madness, they're obviously looking for good stuff, but a lot of times it will be bad stuff. And the players are the first to start looking for it. There also has to be a responsibility of the players going, you're going into that world, you're looking for trouble. And I'm on about within 5 minutes after a game.
I don't know why you would even think to go on social media as a player, good and bad. I think you just have to have a complete blanket ban and just stay away from it. I mean,
even as a pundit.
It's true. I don't look at comments. No, I can't see comments. I don't look at any like that.
Oh, God.
But if you're a player again, why within 5 minutes after a game would you be checking your phone?
Because you're addicted to it. You're addicted to
saying,
the love or the hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get so much love. Oh, they love me. And then you get one person say, you're fucking Jared. And that's the one you remember. And you think to yourself, you spoilt my fucking day. Why have I spoilt my own day? Looking at the comments. Turn them off. Take them off.
talk about spoiling the day. Let's get Super 6 in. Where's Ben? Super 6 are giving you the chance to win £250,000 this weekend. It's completely free to play. Just predict 6 scores this weekend and the money could be yours. And don't forget to join our mini league. You must join our mini league using the code S6-STF. S6-STF. Get your Super 6 picks in before 3 p.m. on Saturday, the 22nd of November, for a chance to win. 18 plus T&Cs apply.
Oh, we had a nightmare.
Did we have a nightmare?
Well, you did.
Of course we did.
I think we only got 2
Do I need to move here?
Yes, you're on that side, Wazza.
Oh, on the side, no.
Oh, we only got
you're on that
points
side.
last.
Seriously, was you looking at it?
I wasn't looking at it. I was looking because I
I'm gonna.
care.
You know what?
I care.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop contributing to this because I'm not good.
We had it.
What's that shirt on there, Ben?
Super 6.
Thanks for asking,
Yeah.
Ian.
Okay, see, I know the script.
Right, Ben, come on, let's go. Super 6, let's go.
We only got 2.
This is...
We're coming back, Cara.
If you enter the league, you win a signed shirt.
You've really sold that, Ben.
Well, hold it up properly anyway. You're just, beautiful.
I was trying to get
Right,
some.
so
We was trying to get some ground on Cara before Cara come back
Can
as
you
well. Cara.
sign it on set?
Yeah.
Cara, I'm fighting back. I've been fighting back without you.
Doing all right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
We got to get Moisey on our side.
Oh, Wrighty, I think we only got 2 points. And that was me.
It's Jill's,
City
by the
beat
way.
Liverpool.
It's Jill's fault.
City beat Liverpool.
We miss you, Jill, but you're not good at this.
What did I have?
Right.
I think I'd City beat Liverpool now.
Last week, Gary and Jamie, you got 8 points.
Oh, that's big.
Oh, you got lucky with one
Top
of them.
23% of players.
Oh,
Wow, we're really in trouble.
we only got.
They're catching us up.
We got 2.
8.
I know we got 2.
Maximum.
If we got more than 2.
Look at Ben. Let me see his face.
He's buzzing. Hey. And we,
Oh.
Roy, Jill and Ian, you got 2.
Wait. On the rails.
Oh, they're doing an Arsenal.
Oh, Wrighty, concentrate, man. Wayne, you need to save us.
Jesus, we're
Here we go.
We're gonna blame Wayne.
You need to do what David Moyes done to Neville last year.
Wayne's fault.
Saturday 3
This
p.m.
is brilliant.
Liverpool Forest.
Neck and neck. You've blown
You
your
want to go
lead.
first? Are we going first?
How many points were we in front?
I know,
We
but
were
if the
like
league's
10
finished
points
today,
or
we'd be
something.
champions, wouldn't we?
You would be, yeah.
All right. So,
Okay, so let's
doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2. You know, when you get a medal, it doesn't tell you how many points you won it by. You're aware of that?
Yeah.
Okay, but we also know we're only halfway through the season. There's no medals being handed out
All right.
today. So I think we always go first, don't we?
Yeah, that's the problem.
What are you thinking? Okay, I'll go with that. 2-1 Liverpool.
You say the home record's good.
2-1.
Yeah.
know.
Although they won.
Dicey.
No, they were the only team to win there last year, weren't they?
Yeah.
Why don't we just
Different
copy
manager.
every one of their scores and we'll win the league by every
Next week they'll probably.
Find a way to win, Ian.
That's not you, Roy. That's not you. You wouldn't do that.
Forest, I'll go for
You
it.
fancy Forest to win at Liverpool?
No.
That's a meme that on Sunday when they Saturday night. Forest to win at Liverpool. And if
You know what?
Forest
If we
beat
could-
Liverpool now.
honestly, I don't want this.
No, you
But,
think
yeah, but what? So what are you going on for the fact that
the home record because they're at home.
their home record?
Their home record's still very good.
Forest will make it very difficult.
United beat them, Roy.
Forest won there last year.
United beat them, Roy.
Forest to win 2 years.
1-1.
No. I think 3-1.
You think 3-1
I don't want to
Liverpool?
copy them.
I think 3-1.
You're going 3-1?
3-1 Liverpool.
Right, you two got to do something.
You've got the Arsenal Spurs.
After the international break, the lads coming back a bit stiff.
What'd you say?
The Hungarian,
A bit stiff.
the Hungarian lads will be crawling.
Bournemouth, West Ham, 3 p.m.
You love Bournemouth, don't
Bournemouth for
you?
winning that.
Oh, I don't know. West Ham. Away from home, sit in, counter.
But I like that with every game. Yeah, Wolves.
Come on, what are you thinking? Come on.
Actually, took 20 minutes for the Liverpool game.
Bournemouth 3-1. No, don't because we
Well
just
done,
got to
Ben.
do 2-0.
Just had a brown pen.
This is a different one.
I think Bournemouth.
Ben, I
will
like
beat
the
them.
Always give West
top.
You always
I
think
like your
Give
top.
West Ham a goal.
That one.
You need to put the
You know,
buttons up there.
All right, mate.
I think, you know, on stuff like that, I think you'd either go fully open or just I don't like that. Tuchel.
Cheers, mate. That's the confidence I need to do a segment.
Go 2-1, we'll be Bournemouth.
2-1.
2-1 Bournemouth.
2-1.
Although we're going to need to be a bit braver. We need to take more of a
2-1,
gamble.
2-1, I like that.
Playing it safe here.
That's great.
3-1.
Your next Palace at Wolves.
Bournemouth, West Ham.
What we're doing, Cara? Bournemouth, West Ham.
I think if you're right to sign that as well.
Don't overthink it now.
Yeah.
Should we go 3-1 and
Why?
just go the other way?
2-0.
2-0, yeah, we'll go 2-0.
Bournemouth score.
Bournemouth 2-0.
If it's 2-0, right, Roy, if it's 2-0, right, you're going to...
Yeah.
Something, I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm vexed.
You can sign at the end. Come
Wolves,
on.
Palace.
Scores it.
You can
Well,
say
it's
it
first
now, Roy.
home
Come on.
game.
Come on, Roy, don't be like that.
That's right.
Don't
Bournemouth, West Ham.
No,
don't think your brother.
2-0.
Love a brother.
That's my fault, that.
Hold up there.
Wolves, Palace.
I'd like under you because you're the boss.
Is your hand all right, Wayne? It looks awful.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not
Terrible
sure.
pen. It should have been a silver pen.
I'm not sure about this game at all. I couldn't even call. I mean,
What do you mean you
game.
could call that? Palace
Yes.
are beating
Eh?
Wolves.
A draw in the manager's first home game. Would you be happy with that?
1-1.
Yeah.
We'll go 1-1.
Draws are no good to them. They need wins.
Yeah, but
Palace are beating that.
Palace are all the...
Come on, you Eagles. What do you
We
think?
give
I think
Wolves
Wolves a goal at home.
3-1.
Gaze.
Go 3-1 Palace.
3-1 Palace.
Go on.
Good wow.
have we misread this? Have we misread this game?
Newcastle, Man City.
Is that us?
Manager's first
Yeah,
home
yeah.
game. We're on the
When's that
pitch for the
game?
Saturday, 5:30.
Saturday,
Oh.
City.
Floodlights.
Newcastle.
It's before the Arsenal game as well.
Is Arsenal
I think
8
a draw.
o'clock Saturday night?
Yeah,
Sunday,
Arsenal
4:30.
Sunday.
Sunday,
Sunday,
bro.
yeah, I'm doing the game. Sorry, you mean before the game? I think
Yes.
before.
Yes, so if they win, we'll see what we're about.
1-1 or
Are you a bit worried, right?
Oh, he's worried.
Because
Go on,
it's
1-1.
not that worried, but you know,
1-1,
this is
yeah?
what the league's
Yes.
about now.
Yeah. 6 times.
This is what it's about. This is what everyone's saying about how great our squad is. Yeah, it is, but this is when we find out what we're
Stop
about.
crying it in you, will you? You're
Gabriel, Wrighty.
Oh,
Wrighty,
that's a big
Gabriel.
miss.
Gabriel's
That's on you.
Yeah, but we got Mascara.
Oh.
Mascara.
Yeah, and we've got to discuss it there.
Oh,
Mascara.
yeah.
This is big if City win this.
I probably would have gone 1-1.
I need to find out somebody else.
I think Arsenal winning at Newcastle was big.
I said exactly the same.
Liverpool have won there. Arsenal have
Exactly.
won there.
This is my newspaper column on Saturday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what it's in it? There's a podcast there on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I just don't want people to think that I've copied you. I've already done that. No, but I just think if Arsenal win the league, I think everyone will just look at that. There'll be obviously other games coming, but that Newcastle game will feel massive. I think if City do, because I think if City win this, I think it puts big pressure on Arsenal going to that game the next day. You'll all be a little bit nervous in that stadium.
Come on, let's see your predictions.
He's going to go Newcastle.
I'm not sure City winning the game.
I'm not, I know.
With
2-2.
Haaland's form.
Well, we can't go a draw because they're...
We can go draw. We go 2-2. I don't
Listen,
think
what do we want for the Premier League? We want City to win, so it juices up Sunday, doesn't
Yes.
it? For us, for like on Sky.
I like
You're saying that
manifest it.
Sky till I- Sky till I die.
can make
Yeah.
change everything.
We
Yeah,
create
yeah.
the narrative, yeah.
If we give City a bit of confidence and they get that done,
Go on then, what's the
let's go
score?
with City.
We'll go 2-1 City.
Go on, I like it.
I need the two to come.
Leeds, Villa, Sunday, 2 p.m.
Villa.
We're going Villa,
Villa,
Callum.
go first.
I think Villa
Yeah,
goes
2-1.
No, I
Villa
like
or
him to do
2-0?
that.
Leeds were so bad against Forest, weren't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
I know they're a home.
2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
2-0. The
Villa.
book said 2-0.
You think?
Leeds are going down, yeah.
Wow.
They were dreadful against Forest.
I said Leeds were going down after watching them on the first game of the season, even though they beat Everton. I
so
thought,
poor
it's
against
not right,
Forest.
that.
Villa.
I thought,
What, we got to give.
no, Everton
goal
was
at
shocking
home,
that
or what?
night. It was like, but I just thought Leeds,
This is why I'm no good at him. Why am I giving somebody a goal just because they're at home for?
Yeah.
Jesus
Now, could it
Christ.
be the end where Villa go win 2 or 3-0? You
I
go,
think-
oh, they're doomed. Villa away from home.
Yeah,
Second
Villa.
away, what do you-
Very
Are we get? Are we decide? Are we get? We go with Villa, but are we going with Leeds a goal?
They've been struggling to score, haven't they?
Yeah, don't give Leeds a goal. Unfortunately, Leeds, I love you, but bro,
1-0 Villa. We just give.
Is he going to go 1-0?
1-0. Yeah, just come on.
Okay.
I always remember your goal there, right to the chip.
Do you remember it?
That was a brilliant goal.
I remember I had to...
4-0.
Stuck on the foot. Was it one of them?
4-0.
No, it
Wasn't
wasn't.
a big goal.
He's talking about swing.
Was it the fourth and the fourth?
No, I'm not about Leeds game.
It was 3-0
at the time. It's not a big goal when it's 3-0.
Right, come on. This is the big one.
Oh, here we go. Right,
Big one.
3-2.
Oh,
2.
You're giving him 2 goals?
Oh, wow.
Arsenal.
Gabriel injured.
Yeah, but Mascaro's coming in.
All right, fine then.
It's all right.
it means you won't score from a corner,
Arsenal
though.
winning this all day.
It means you won't score from a corner
It'll
now.
be a good game.
2-0. Did you give Spurs a goal?
No, I'm not giving Spurs anything.
2-0 Arsenal.
You have to give them
Come on,
something.
skip this. Sorry, Wayne, I'm
2-0 if they can't score from a corner. With no Gabriel.
No, we won't need the set piece this week. We'll save it for next week or something.
So you think Arsenal win 2-0? Sunday?
I'm going to.
I don't think they'll win 2-0. I think it'll be a bit more of a sort of a bit more scruffy than that. I think it'll be goals. Yeah,
3-2-y?
I think it'll be a bit messy.
You
think
get a
it'll be a
bit
bit
Lionel?
Yeah.
What are you going to do then?
I think 2-1. I think 2-1 Arsenal or 3-2.
Why
Actually, I've gone for it.
I can't see Spurs scoring 2.
Oh no, I think they could. It's that type of bad
Arsenal's too
game.
strong. Spurs don't look like
Did
scoring
you see?
a goal.
I didn't see us conceding 2 against Sunderland.
That's away from home, though.
Yeah,
You're 2-1 then.
Sunderland.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Right.
Can't believe you're getting
He
it.
slagged our score off, going, oh, no, it'd be messy. 2-1. One extra goal, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, excellent.
I think Tottenham will score.
Was it?
2-1 Arsenal.
Messi, 2-1.
The most popular score in football, right?
Thank you very much.
Rubbish,
Super
Cal.
6.
Thank you.
Right, so I was at my mum's a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, you got your
yes, you
contract.
got it.
I told you this, I was bringing my contracts in.
Nice one.
This is like a sort of, think of it as like a raffle.
I'm going to study your contract like you studied mine, yeah.
So
Is this your boot contract and everything, yeah?
these are just contracts. Oh, Adidas contracts.
Adidas. When were you with Adidas?
Yeah, I was with Adidas for a period. There's another football contract. That one is 2001, David Gill.
Oh, your mate looked after you, but yeah. Yeah.
Diodora contract, Roy.
So you don't want in case you get more than me.
Look at that one.
And that
What'd you
one's,
say?
that one's another Adidas contract.
That's horrible. They say, Dad, you signed your new deal? Yeah. What'd you get?
Yeah, so they bring them in.
Let me go to the money bit.
Yeah.
It's at the back.
Oh, so
It's at the back.
You don't ask you to sign it. What was the most important
Is that like
part?
the sign-on fee?
Looking at
You
the money
open it, you
bit.
need to pull the papers out. I think the sign-on
Gary
fees are different.
Manifold.
just a little thing. Someone asked me about bringing mine. Why do you keep these, or what is it?
It's just my mum and dad kept them in the boxes in the house, and I went the other week and she was clearing them up. How much do they get paid off Diodora, Wazza?
I couldn't see me.
Now, what's this one? Euro?
To be fair, Gareth, I thought you were going to be a lawyer. Last time you came in, you said you were going to be a lawyer.
So, Nev, you're on 1.75. Am I reading that right?
What year was that, Roy? So that when is that? So that was 2009. That's my last contract at the club, but I wasn't. No, that was on.
This isn't a thing.
I think the sign-on fees are different.
Full contract, this one.
It was 1.75 basic.
In 2009?
Yeah.
You happy with that, Jay?
No.
What do you think? He's underpaid him?
Overpaid.
Under.
Massively underpaid.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I always was.
Why?
No, but it's signing on fee. Wherever it's signing on fee.
Jamie's saying it because he knows he was on double now, treble.
Walk into Fergie's office, wouldn't you? Just tell him.
No. I used to say, that's fine, no problem. Get on with it. I'm happy.
Yeah, but you
Pay
can
me
do
enough.
that now.
Tiger Sports Management.
No, but to be fair, you improve a little bit. Let me just have a look at that.
Let's have a look.
So it was 1.7.
He's bullied you for 20 years. You should not be on
No,
that.
do you know what, Jim?
Cara.
He got looked after the last few years.
Oh, did he?
Cara, can I
Well, that's
just-
2009. That's his last year,
Cara, can I
isn't
just
it?
make the point, by the way? So,
Yeah, when he wasn't playing.
so the boss never did my contract with me at any time during my career.
Yeah, but
never
he had
once.
some say on it, Gal.
Sorry. He never once offered me a contract. It was always done via.
So you're saying he
David-
doesn't know how much you're going to get?
Jamie,
he knows.
he didn't kick a ball for the last 2 or 3 years. He was on that. I mean, if you're not kicking the ball and
my
you're
sign-on fee?
he
You
should have got a lot more.
He was officially retired in his last season.
Cara, I was on
But
what- I was
stayed
on-
around the club for 6 months, getting paid.
Cara, I was on 2.25 because I got $500,000, but I can't find it in this contract. But
Oh yeah, offshore. Oh yeah. Offshore.
Yeah, it says here, right, in 2001, let's say I'm trying to picture your career.
2001, so I'm 26, 25, 26.
Prime.
Just won the treble, prime.
Prime, right? you're on 1.5 million. Listen, I know it's a lot of money and all that, but
A week.
so that's what's that? 30 grand a week.
Yeah.
So you, in your prime in 2001, you're on 30 grand a week. I suppose what were players earning then?
We could.
Would that be good wages then?
He'll tell you, you're on 4, weren't
I
you?
want to tell you what.
You're on 4.
Yeah, but I was a much better player.
I'm not debating. I'm not debating
My contract ran up, but we keep saying, but you kept signing long-term contracts, so you were
Yeah.
never in a good
No,
bargaining
but-
position.
I remember. Did you sign a 7-year contract?
Yeah, 6 years, 7 years, yeah.
Exactly.
Why?
Because he loves Man United.
Do you know something, Cara? It was never a focus for me.
He does.
Do you know something? I never, ever once worried
That's
about
a
the
good
money
way to
side
be.
of it. Do you know something? I thought, do you know something? If I can get to the end of my career at 35, 36 at Manchester United, I know I'll be all right. I know I'll be all right. Now, I won't earn as much money by signing these long-term contracts, but I thought, do you know something?
That worked for you, Gary.
My post-football career, I thought, you know, being a one-club man, being at United was the right thing to do. Getting to that point. So when they offered me a 7-year contract at lower money, it was better for me than going for 4 years or 3 years at higher money and thinking my contract's going to run out and you get
Back yourself as a player.
but you get injured. I always thought in a more cautious way that if I got injured or if I got sort of so this contract.
There's nothing wrong with that, Gal.
Look at you now, huh? Look at
Yeah,
you now.
look at us.
Right, so just
good at
quickly.
All this because of you, Gal.
Just quickly, right? This contract here, right? So this contract. Imagine this contract, right? I've signed for 1.75 million.
That's basic, though, Gary, isn't it? Is that including your sign-on fee?
No, sign-on fees. I don't know where it is in there though. There is a sign-on fee on top of that.
Yeah, exactly, Gary. That's your basic.
Just quickly, I then got injured in 2008. Wazzy, you'll remember, was out for a year, and my contract ran for another 4 years, right? I'm still at Manchester United at the age of 34 because I signed that long-term contract because I was out of contract base because I was injured for like a.
So your safety net was perfect. You was right.
Yeah.
Your tactics worked
Yeah,
for
it
you.
worked.
I
for you,
had
Gal.
to get to the end of my career at United because I couldn't. I couldn't bear the thought, and it's not disrespectful to any other club because there's amazing clubs. I couldn't see myself in another shirt. I just it would have made me so unhappy.
Right.
I just thought I had to get to the end of my career at United.
Jamie, you the same? Would you feel like something like
We earned money. What did you earn at the end of your career though? Double that, treble that?
No, but I'm thinking you were Man United,
Yeah.
you were England right back.
Yeah. But was you double that?
No, the most I ever earned on a when you talk about your basic salary, I'm just trying to think now. So when we won the Champions League in 2005, it was just that time when I was due for a contract. So I went to about 40 grand a week, whatever that was a year, but it was about 40 grand a week. I'd have a signing on fee for about 250. I had almost 250 grand things. So it was like a signing on fee was one. Another one was one if we qualified for the Champions League.
So you're about 3 million a year.
And another 250 was for paying 25 games in a season, which I always did. I always played like 50 games a season. And the other one was if I played 20 league games. Do you understand what I mean? So
you got 3 million basically.
Is that what that works out? Yeah. So and then
So you're double what I was on.
And at Liverpool, that would have been cash, obviously, wouldn't it?
of course.
double?
And no tax.
I've still got it.
I've never seen a man carry as much cash as him in my life.
He's got so much cash. Stop showing people your cash, James.
He's Del Boy, isn't he?
He's got so much cash. God, I don't like it, Gary.
I've got a gig for you, mate.
I've got
But you never got paid as much, did you, if you stayed if you come through the academy at the club? You never got paid as much as players coming in.
Wayne's been quite about contracts. Yeah, we get yours on the table. He's laughing at you, Jerry.
You might not want to answer this, but you also might want to take it out even if you do answer it. What would your biggest contract have been at United?
Biggest.
Because I'm your teammate, basically, 2010-11. I'm on 1.75. I'm captain
Yeah, biggest.
No,
I
but
think
you're
about
under
17 million a year.
at United. I think I should have got paid a little bit more. Do you?
You say 1.7 or 7?
Yeah.
1.7.
That's amazing. Well done.
Oh my
Congratulations.
Yeah. It's a different time, wasn't it?
Well done, Paul.
Paul's still with him
Let's
as
have
well.
a chat after. I think I need an agent. Do you know what?
Paul's up there looking.
All that stuff I said over the years about not needing an agent, you need a fucking agent.
Oh, brilliant.
17 million, yeah, that's unbelievable, Wazza. Wow.
Yeah, but it was changing then, weren't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I feel underpaid now. Yeah.
Roy, what was your biggest one then that you ever had at the end? Did you get up to 5?
Yeah, about 5 or 5.5 maybe, yeah. Yeah.
And that was big. I mean, that was huge back in 2003, 4, 5.
Yeah, but I got back. No, I keep saying, but my contract was running out a couple of times, so I was in a good bargaining position, whatever. I could have left a couple of times on a free.
No, the sound was working. He did say 17. He did say 17 million, yeah. I'm just checking if everybody's heard it right. Wow.
That's a lot.
And let's get to my Diodora contract because...
is this one here, Gal?
Is that the one?
This says...
Andrew, it's this
no,
one.
this is Tiger Sports. This is Tiger Sports.
It's my company.
Let's see if you earned more than Roy in Diodora.
Roy, what were you on with Diodora?
Oh, God, nice. No, I wouldn't know.
Seriously?
I wouldn't have a clue, honestly.
It's true. Sleeping with a Nike all the way through. I don't even know what I was...
The boot contracts were just a bit of a bonus, Mark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But you would have got big money for like playing and wearing them in Champions League finals and stuff like that.
2002. Oh, I thought it was on
The only thing I'd say about that, the only thing I'd say about that, do you not feel a little bit like, listen, when you go in with a contract, it's always a bit of a game. You're trying to get more for the club. They're trying to get a bit cheaper. I get that. But when you think, no, what you did for the club, I'm being serious, you know, like, you know, for every week, Man United, do you not feel like they've almost like let you down a little bit? I'm not saying you should be on like it, but I'm saying
it should have been on more.
They've took the piss a little bit.
But do you know something? It sounds crazy now, but even with like, you know, I earn good money now, but if someone offers me a contract, I can't be. Look, if I'm happy, if I'm really happy somewhere, and I tend to just think, oh, honestly, just
it's easier to do
I'm
that.
exactly the same, especially in what we do now. When you if you're on good TV shows and they're going well, it's like you don't want to ruin that. I totally get what you're saying. I get it, but I feel like that's a little bit of a.
You know, when you're defenders, lads, you know, when you're doing contract at a club, have you a different mindset as defenders, truthfully? Would you not be thinking, like, obviously the attackers and midfielders, I know it's wrong, but would defenders feel, they deserve more money? Would you have that in your mindset at all? I don't mean Gerrard, because Gerrard was a brilliant player, but other players at Liverpool who were attacking players going, would you be thinking that at all in negotiations? We're not going to get as much as them, truthfully?
Yeah, I think that the attacking players are the best players, aren't they?
Right.
I think. So, yeah. I think
but if you've come through the ranks, basically you've cost nothing to the club, so you could try and make up for that a little bit by going...
Well, it was funny, you know what I said before about the Champions League? Obviously, good timing for myself, won the Champions League 2 years to go, they come to you. And I'd gone into the training ground, you know, in the summer, like to see the doctor or something. The manager was there. And so I thought, you know, everyone's in a good mood on the Champions League. You know, like, goes to see the manager, Benitez. And he goes, oh, we need to speak to you about your contract. So at that time, I was on about 30 grand a week or something like that. And just won the Champions League. So he said, I don't want to be able to give you any more money. And I thought, if you just won the Champions League, when I signed that, when I actually signed that contract, I broke my leg. I broke my leg at Blackburn when I signed that one. He said, because we've got Zenden coming in on a free. Oh. He said, we've got to give someone a free. I went, I'm a fucking free. Every time I sign, I'm a free. But that's what I mean. It does get forgetting. But when someone comes on a Bosman, it's always, he's a free transfer. But like the local lad coming through, you know what I mean? We don't cost anything.
They try and take advantage of that, I'm guessing. Yeah. Which is...
Jesus.
But I just try and imagine your mindset as a defender going and negotiating a deal. And if you've got 2 or 3 years left, it is hard to negotiate if the club's going. You've still got 2 or 3 years left.
Right, for me, I used to go in on my own, partly because I wanted to just basically do it myself. The idea of sort of...
We can see that, girl.
It was important to me. It was important I went in on my own.
Why?
But just something, Wazza, I've always negotiated my own stuff. And to be fair, I think now it probably stands me in good stead as I get older and, you know, improving what I was doing outside my football, because I was starting businesses and stuff. And I used to think, the length of the contract was the most important thing. So if they would never start off with a 7-year deal. I'd start off with a 5-year deal. They'd start off with a 4-year deal, 5-year deal, normal length. I'd go, no, I'll sign it if you give me a 7-year deal at that. But there's a renegotiation clause in after 3 or 4. So I would always say, length of contract was me with security.
Right.
So I knew that when I was 24 and I signed that 7-year deal, they can't kick me out of this club till I'm 31 and I ain't leaving. So I was locked in and I had security. And then at 27, 28, I'd obviously go in again and I'd do it till I was 34. Yeah. And it was always, for me, the most important thing to stay stable.
That worked for you, then.
It worked for me.
You also weren't giving agents, percentages or whatever.
But I admire Roy at the time, which was quite, to be fair, new at the time, the Bosman rule. I admired Roy at the time and thinking, you know, going in, no one ever thought in the dressing room, oh, Roy's out of order for going negotiating his own contract. Even for you, when I look back now, I mean, maybe the statement that you made I don't think was particularly great, but I think you're right to push the club and get you the best contract. You were the best player in the world. You know, you were absolutely here. So you should actually have been paid the best money in the world. I actually completely agree with that. And I used to think also as a defender, the lads up front, lads in midfield, they were winning us the games every week. They should be on a lot more than I'm on, you know what I mean? I was like grateful that they were like doing what they were doing. I used to feel like that. So when they scored a goal, I'd like be, oh my God, what have they just done? You know what I mean? I used to think that way.
I might as well have gone in on my own. The agents I had.
Right, what was your best deal? Just because obviously not.
You know what?
You're a bit before this.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think that when I left to go to West Ham, I think I ended up, it was about 1.25 million.
That was your highest contract, yeah?
Yeah. Because at Arsenal all the time, because it's when Wenger
So you never run more than that at Arsenal?
No. Remember, I told you when we got to Arsenal, you know what I mean?
I know that, but when you were there, I'm on about when you were there when you were there for a few years and you were like...
No, even when I was flying...
Because you were there with Bergkamp,
exactly,
Bergkamp,
all of them, all through there, yeah. Money. And all the time, this is what I'm saying with the agent I had, totally undersold me there with what I could do. And I believe I could have, like, especially when I got to Arsenal at 28. After that, I started to get some interest. There was some interest from, it was a Parma, I think it was Sampdoria, stuff like that. And you start to think about it because I'm thinking, I'm not earning nowhere near what I should be earning at Arsenal. And even when I went to Arsenal, it was like, it worked out to about £300-400 more a week than I was at fucking Palace. And like Palace offered me 3 times what Arsenal would have offered me to stay. And I said, no, I'll go. Because like you, Gal, I just wanted to go and be there. I wanted to be there and thought, right, it's going to change. It didn't change.
No. It
didn't change. I wish I went in with an... I wish I went in.
He regrets not having an agent sometimes, but you have to have the right agent as well.
That's the thing. You just want people to fight for you. I wouldn't be able to go in like Gary. I probably would go in like you with an accountant who knows what's going on. But I don't think I'd have been able to go in there and fight for myself like that. I didn't have that kind of nous.
Some people are good negotiators. My solicitor, Michael, he was really, really good, don't get me wrong. But you have to give him something to fight with, and that's playing well week in, week out.
You know how it made me feel in the end? It didn't make me feel like I was at the time when I was at striker at the time, being at that level with, I know what the other strikers would have been on and that. I didn't feel...
Why?
Because I didn't feel like I earned the money. Didn't earn the money to be up in there. I should have been earning the same monies as in and around, like, I know what Shearer was doing, but I was there, I was up there in all those lists, those goal-scoring lists.
Yeah. You know, before you're talking about sort of, it takes me back, I keep going back to 2005 and you're talking about the agent, but I said, obviously, the Benitez thing brought me into the office and what you said about Ferguson there, I said to Benitez, I remember he said to me, well, you know, we can't up your money type of thing. I said, I'm not signing to Benitez. And he come out to me sort of a couple of hours later on the training pitch. So I said before training, so that was in the sort of summer, I'd been to see the doctor. When I come back for pre-season, he sort of pulled me in and went like, you know, that's what I said, no, I won't be signing. And then went on to the training pitch, and then 2 hours later he went, yeah, it's fine now.
I remember when...
Because maybe he admired you as well. I think you have to fight your corner. Yeah. I obviously always like call it's not being greedy, it's called self-worth, what you think it's worth. And I think managers, I remember trying to sign players when I was a manager and I'm hearing what they're asking for. And deep down, the guys used to fight their corner and ask for, deep down I admire these lads. I thought, good on you.
They'll pay you as less as they can, won't they?
Yeah.
So unless you actually stand up and say, right, well, this is what I'm worth, actually. This is what other players who at your level are getting paid around the world, and it tended to be outside of England where they were paid more.
You know what? When I had that problem with Bruce Rioch, when I had that problem I was like Glenn Hoddle was at Chelsea at the time, and Chelsea offered me double and more what I was on at Arsenal.
But it wasn't in your soul.
That's the thing. So I'm thinking to myself, you know, I said,
I can't move for money.
I know.
Move for money, you're dead.
Yeah. I know.
You're dead.
And in the end, you know,
finished.
Can you imagine if I did? It would have been a nightmare. It would have been a nightmare.
No, you finished.
The biggest regret of my life.
Wrighty, you wouldn't be here now.
Yeah, probably not.
Honestly, part of his soul died. No, I'm serious.
If you'd have played for Chelsea, you wouldn't be sitting there now. Yeah. He wouldn't have picked you.
Look, to be fair, Jordan's a good example. Jordan, to be fair, obviously went to Saudi, but he will feel, because he's a good guy and he's a good man, he'll have thought, and he won't have enjoyed it. I think when you want that sort of like post-football career and you want to make sure, of course, lads who are at clubs should go and negotiate the best contracts and go and get the most money out of them. And to be fair, lads around this table have obviously done that. Maybe right, you didn't, maybe I didn't. But you couldn't leave the club for more money. You don't do that. That's ridiculous. I mean, unless you think it's an equal club whereby, but you couldn't have gone to Chelsea with your love for Arsenal. And now you.
And then you lose that thing what you're talking about there. I always look at Jordan, and I spoke to Jordan at the time. I don't know if you, you know, he's a great lad, isn't he? And he was talking about, you know, he wasn't going to be in the team. Klopp was bringing new midfielders in. Jordan Henderson can still be doing what that Endo's doing for Liverpool now. And he would have got the big send-off. And I always think of Jordan, he missed something at the end of it. He still thought of as a brilliant Liverpool captain.
I was okay with Jordan going, Cara. I was okay with Jordan going.
I was more, he missed that. He was Liverpool captain in the Klopp era who lifted every trophy. He missed that thing at the end of the season, like, you know, getting a really big sort of...
But Cara, I was okay with Jordan going, but obviously as he gets over there, he's not felt it himself, has he? You know what I mean? I was okay with him going. If you can get a life-changing amount of money, and I think he would have done some good with that money, I think he would have come back and invested.
But then when you're over there...
When he's over there and your heart's not in it and your soul's gone, you think...
Money can't buy.
You're on about signing for clubs and contracts, and I know this player, I won't mention his name, he told me he went to United years ago, back in the day, and before he was doing negotiating with Martin Edwards, I think, in Ferguson. He says, I want what Brian Robson's on. They were like, oh no, and they went, no, I want, and then they went, all right, you can have what Robbo's getting. So he signed a deal. So he's at United a few months, and he's sitting down with Robbo going, yeah, I got what you got, that's what I negotiated. And they went, what did they give you? And he went, I gave you that. They gave him, and he went, I'm on a way more than that. He just believed what they said. Said, yeah, give me what Brian Robson's
getting. Because it was the number he was happy with.
Yeah, he was happy with it. Yeah, is that what Rob was getting?
Well, that's what I just said, what Roy Keane's on, and this is the same to me. This episode of Stick to Football is brought to you by ARNE Clothing. We'll finish with, there's some boxing fans around the table, and Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua.
Jeez.
What do we think of that?
You know something?
Are we getting to the point of ridiculousness, or...?
Well, it's coming off with a Tyson fight, because we don't know what happened. It felt fixed, because Tyson... If it's not fixed...
Yeah, if it's not fixed, then it's ridiculous, I think. I don't know how it's being passed.
He shouldn't be in there with him.
It's crazy. If Joshua goes for him...
Did you see what he done to Ngannou? Did you see what he done to Ngannou?
I don't know how on earth it's being passed to fight.
Is that a bit like what we were talking before about going to Saudi? Is that almost like are we saying now Joshua was like, is that almost like him going to Saudi as a footballer?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
but
I can't take Anthony Joshua serious now as like a world title sort of... It's almost like if he's coming to the end of his career, fine, he's going to get 70 million, whatever.
Yeah.
But to then do that and then go and fight for the world title, it just doesn't feel right.
We've got to get him on, Gal. We've got to get him on, make a call.
When he fought in Ngannou. It's the same thing, obviously.
Yeah, loads of money.
Jake Paul's a better boxer probably than Ngannou is, but he's just not. The size difference, everything about the fight is just wrong.
Listen,
and I don't blame Anthony Joshua. I think, fair, go and get your money.
I've huge respect for boxers, but all that stuff, that carry-on is ridiculous.
He must fancy himself, Jake Paul. He must feel he's got a boxer, like a puncher's chart, if he's got that, because we've seen with Anthony Joshua, if you catch him, he's gone, but at the same time, if Anthony Joshua puts a couple of combinations on him, catches him in it, it's could be dangerous for him.
There's different levels to boxing. It's all right in fighting Tommy Fury and whatever, but it's just similar size. But to go and fight Anthony Joshua, it's dangerous.
I felt a little...
If something seriously happens to Jake Paul, there's going to be serious questions.
Boxing would be in a bad place.
Yeah, it's going to be in a bad place.
I watched the Ben Eubank fight on Saturday night. There was something I felt uncomfortable in that fight about, you know, the rehydration stuff that Eubank's doing and how gaunt he looked.
He did look gaunt, yeah.
I just thought,
looked really
how the fight played out, you think, it's not right, that is it? Just didn't feel, there's something just a bit
but
like...
if it's just again about money for somebody's fighters, I have huge respect for boxers. We go back in the 80s when the great boxers were fighting the other great boxers, that's where your legacy's built. But these lads now fighting these fights when it's just about money. That can't be right either. It's about footballers. If you're moving just for money, no, it can't be right.
The reason that you're talking about that, Roy, it feels like when you go back to boxing, we all go back to, if you know, most of us are old enough to go back to the 80s and Hagler and Haynes and all. They've got that legacy because them great fighters were actually fighting each other. And sometimes it's not about, you forget who won. It was just like, it was an unbelievable boxing match. But when you see this, what it is now, a little bit, it is. And listen, I go into the Rotunda, I train, and you see the boxers, and some of them, most of them don't earn good money, and you know they're fighting, trying to get to the top. Yeah, it's not
tough.
It's not
tough
easy.
Road. They have to take
but it just feels like it's lost something. You just how can we be in a situation where Anthony Joshua is fighting a YouTuber, but he's never fought Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
How can that happen? How is that allowed to happen in boxing where these two sort of big fighters have never fought? It pisses me off a little bit, to be honest.
That should be the fight, shouldn't it? It's like you, but
I actually don't even want to see that fight no more.
Which one?
I know.
It should have happened.
Why didn't it happen years ago?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed not to happen.
There's so many belts as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Too many belts.
Right, that's it. End of the episode.
Hey, nice.
Well done, everyone.
Well done. Good stuff, Gal.
Well done.
Nice one.